What's happening? Welcome back to this week's Walk and Talk with myself, if you're just new here, Stuart, and the cult leader, a Rambo son. Let's go, boy. He's just up there behind me, jogging. So let's start this very quickly with a question. Have you ever been banging your head off a fucking brick wall, trying to get a fucking idiot to understand you? And no matter how many times you scalp, good old Scottish word there, scalp your head off that brick wall, explain yourself, try to get them to see your point of view, you don't get anywhere. And you just end up frustrated as fuck. Well, this is quite common. And this is one of the favourite quotes that really highlights this and gets you to understand it. So you don't actually fucking keep banging your head against a brick wall, because who wants to fucking do that shit? No fucker. And the quote goes like this: people only understand you at the depths of which they understand themselves. And that was a game changer, and that is a game changer for me, that quote, because I was one of the fuckers who had no depth. I had the depth of a puddle, when really I was looking for the depth of a fucking ocean to understand me. And when you flip that quote on its head, it helps you go from being a headbanger, fucking headbanger, to a nice, peaceful, calm nervous system where you don't allow fucking idiots within your life to hijack your nervous system. And it goes like this: you only understand people at the depth of which you understand yourself. Come on, and I'll repeat that again. You only understand people at the depth of which you understand yourself. And that's the question I'm going to follow up with. Do you have the depth of a puddle at the moment? Do you have the depth of a lake, depending how much work you're doing on yourself? Or how far are you along in the journey? Do you have the depth of a fucking ocean? Your self-awareness of your wounds, your triggers, your habits, all the shit that's been holding you back, how your life has shaped you. Have you got the depth of an ocean? And I want you to sit there and pause with that whilst we're just waiting Rambo. Sniffing away up there, son, aren't you? Here he comes. And one of the big catalysts for me becoming a life coach is when I say, Stuart, right, it's time to fucking get a grip of yourself and start to understand your patterns, your wounds, the shit that's been holding you back in life. And I became a coach in 2017 when I left the Royal Marines. And my first ever role as a coach was a personal trainer. And I'm going to say back then, leaving the Marines, starting my own PT business, was fucking enlightening for me, because I had a choice to make. And the choice was, you have now got responsibility with helping people get fitter, stronger, lose weight. So you can't be going about with the depth of a fucking puddle, Stuart, with your self-destructive habits, routines and behaviours. You're gambling, you're drinking every weekend, fucking toxic relationships. So it's time to get a grip of yourself. So back then, when I left the Marines and became a personal trainer, I was like, right, it's time to get a handle of this shit. So I did the process of elimination with these said things. I sat down one day and I says, right, no more fucking betting, because betting was my nemesis, from 14 all the way up to that decision. So I never bet, and I've never bet since that day. And I also made a conscious choice to go 1 full year without alcohol. No going out every weekend, no boozing, no fucking myself up physically, mentally, emotionally, financially. And the third one was I was going to step back from the dating scene, the Tinder, deleted the Tinder. Also had the fucking Bumble at that time as well. I got rid of that and I just focused in on getting myself squared away. No gambling, no drinking, no dating, and just focusing in on my business. Whilst I was doing this, everything was fine, calm, but there was always something missing in this period, and I didn't quite know what it was. And it was the emotional side of things that had to be healed, sorted, fixed, or just aware of how they were shown up in my everyday life, especially relationships, especially romantic relationships. And everything changed for me when I was doing one of the sessions at my boot camp I was running, and one of the members came up to me and she says, "Stuart, can I speak to you after?" And as always, I says, "Of course you can, that's no bother." And I can see she looked a wee bit slightly worried, frustrated, by anxiety in her face. So I was like, fuck, what's coming? So after the session, she came up to me with her phone, and she done that and she pointed to her before photo, and she says, "Stuart, why do I still feel like her? Why do I still feel like there's something missing, that I'm not good enough?" And when you looked at these two photos, that should have been a woman who was happy, content, energised, motivated with her transformation. Because in the space of a year or so, she lost 3 stone. She was showing up every morning at 6 a.m. for the boot camp. She was working hard. And it reflected her hard work, her discipline around her diet, her nutrition, her training, reflected on the changes that she made in her appearance and her body. And when I was looking at her, I felt the same pain that she was feeling, because I've never felt more seen that day and more connected that there was someone else out there struggling exactly like I was. Because I was the same pattern through my life, numbing myself with gambling, with escapisms, with the drinking, with the dating. And I was also trying to outrun myself with joining the Marines for structure, for safety, for fitness, for well-being, and I was still here, empty inside, trying to put that piece of the jigsaw together, and unsure unsure why I felt the way I felt, unsure why I behaved the way I did in certain situations, relationships, attachments, and unsure why I fought the way I fought. And from that day, I decided, as a coach and a personal trainer, that I was not happy just settling for training people physically for weight loss. That I was going to dive deeper and to see what makes people tick, why they feel no good enough, why they don't believe in themselves, why they sabotage themselves. And that kicked off a full entire healing process for myself. My own wins, my own triggers, my own behaviours, my own feelings. I started to uncover the power of the inner child. At 15, I buried the boy when my mother had a mental breakdown. And if anybody knows about mental breakdowns, you'll know it's not just an overnight occurrence. It's over years and months, and then boom, everything erupts and it explodes. And that day on the staircase, I just sat there crying my fucking eyes out, because my mother just instantly became unrecognisable. And that's when the armour shot up for me. When I was 15, I would let no one in. I was shielding and protecting myself out of survival, and that carried with me all through my teenage years, my early 20s, and as a young man in the Marines, emotionally I was shut off emotionally, so I was. And that period there, and that member coming up to me that day, just triggered that. It triggered a whole series of what the fuck shaped you, Stuart? And I reversed it right back to my childhood, to my teenage years, to all the things that I'd been through, the good, the bad, and the fucking ugly. So of course I didn't understand myself. Of course I never had any depth, because I was living in fucking survival. And that's why I kept banging my head off a fucking brick wall, trying to be understood, even when I didn't understand myself yet. And that's the work, not fixing everyone else, but understanding you. And if you're ready to start that process, all you have to do is go to the description, click the link and have a little nosy on my 28-day shadow reset, which kicks off next Monday. And that's us, from me and the main man, Rambo. We will see you next Sunday for another walk and talk. Have a good one.